Good morning. Welcome to Spy Money. Well, it is take your bet day. Is it going to be bears or bulls? Post your answer. B for bears or B for bulls. You have a 100% chance of winning this competition. So last night we've been holding that 2740 support line, and it's been going right across. We had the jobs report come out this morning. Again, over 6 million people unemployed, so that's a total of 6, 12, and 5, 7, 17 million people in the last 3 weeks that actually have been accounted for. That's only the ones accounted for. That is, yeah, all right. More bad news and markets love it, yeah. So we have, pretty much, I would say probably 75% of the workforce is probably out of work right now. And I made that number up. I don't have any statistics for that, but I just know that a lot of people are staying home. I'd say it's at least half. About the only thing open are service related business. There are some plants that are open, like the electric companies and things like that. Anything that is like a necessity is still open. But there's the hospitals. You would think that right now the hospitals would be jam packed, and just like can't get enough workers. Well, they've laid over all the workers off because the hospitals are empty. So if the CV is a real thing going, then why are all the hospitals empty? They're talking about that. They don't have enough staff and this and that, but they laid everybody off. So I don't get it. I think it's a real thing, the CV, but I think the whole epidemic is a facade. I think it is. There's something else going on. They've got our attention off other things. They're passing bills that shouldn't be passed. You don't know anything at all about what's going on in the world or our government other than just the CV. That's all you hear about. Everybody's afraid to touch everybody, and everybody's afraid to get around anybody, and you don't even want to, get 10 feet from someone outside. Where I live in the South Carolina, you're not supposed to leave the house. I do take the golf cart out and ride around a little bit, but they don't say anything. But for the most part, you're not supposed to be out of the house. So let's let the markets rage. So today, bullish. That's my sentiment here. They're supposed to be dumping $500 billion in the economy again, and I think that started actually yesterday. If we look back, we will see that right here is about where it started. That was late at night. Actually, I think it actually started a little bit before that. Yeah, probably started right here and ran up. So probably that is Wednesday evening. So late night, it actually started. They started pumping the money, and then here we go. We get the jobs report out. That's real bad. They also stated, I guess this is kind of good news, but it's bad news for America. It's good news that they have added $2.3 trillion in funding for household and local governments. So they're pumping more money into the market to keep things afloat. So let me shut this window. Someone just started up a blower outside. So they are pumping money into the people's hands, supposedly. I won't see it. I know most of my friends won't see it. And the people that I know should get it haven't got it. So I don't know how that's going to work out. So as far as our market concerned, it looks like we're just going to have another bullish day. And that's thanks to $500 billion being pumped into the market. So they're supposed to do this again on Monday, which will actually start on Sunday. And that'll go through Monday. So, what happens after that? Usually what happens is a big sell-off after the Fed step out. Just like if you look back here, they pumped in the $500 billion. As soon as they stopped, the market sold off. It can't hold it. So this is all temporary, in my opinion. And if we look back on a 1 hour, actually, let me look at a daily. I'm going to show you something. Daily has a bear flag. This is a perfect bear flag on the daily. We are holding 27.40 right now. We will probably break that and keep on going, but I just don't think it's going to go very far. When we look at this, we are above this 15. You all know that I like the 15. If the candles are above the 15, it's bullish. If it's below, then I'm bearish. And right now, the daily is above the 15, but that don't mean it has to stay there. So your guess is as good as mine of what's going to happen with the market, because the feds are involved. As long as the feds keep pumping the money, it's going to stay bullish. And whenever they step out, this is going to drop. So in my opinion, after the feds get out of it, which would probably be Monday, it's either going to start tanking Monday or it's going to start tanking Tuesday. And that's my opinion. And that is based on where the feds are getting out of the market. Now, that's not to say that the report that I have with the feds saying they're going to be pumping, the treasuries and everything else. I mean, if you're pumping the treasuries, the market goes up. When they step in to do it, there's money going everywhere. So, in my opinion, on their sheet, it says that these dates could change. And we can tell that the dates are changing, because I think what they're doing is making it to where they say they're going to pump it in on Thursday, but yet they started Wednesday. So everybody that was in kind of a bearish mode, which I was yesterday, then they're going to catch you. And so yesterday, what we ended up doing, it's hurtful, but oh well. I made on some things and lost on others. Yesterday, let's see, actually, that's not back far enough. If we go back, let's see here, I'm on the wrong time frame. Here we go. Right there. So yesterday, we ended up opening, and I always wait about 15 minutes before I get in anything. Because usually the first 15 minutes it'll just be kind of all over the place, and then after that it settles down and you can kind of pick direction. So I went ahead and waited, and this is a 5-minute chart. So I got in puts rolling through here on 3 different things: Microsoft, AMD, and SPY. And I was actually in the money, and it come down, and one of my rules is when you get to a VWAP or a fib, get out. I didn't follow my rules, and then look what happened. If I'd have got out, then I'd been fine. But I thought that it would, and again, another rule broke. I thought, instead of watching the chart, I thought that this would actually come up, touch the 15, come down, and it actually went through, then it started coming down, and then all of a sudden it just hightailed it. So I missed a real good opportunity. This actually started at 10 in the morning. Usually 10 or 10:30, the market has already gotten to the peak of where it's going to do, and it will usually kind of flatten out from there. But not when you have Fed money. When you have Fed money, we just go ahead and keep on pumping it. And then last night it kind of leveled off a little bit, and then in the evening, and then right at midnight they went ahead and started pumping more. So then it sold off, and here we are. We got bad job numbers and everything. So let's go ahead and make the market go again. So what they're doing is they're trying to make it to where the economy, everybody looks at the stock market for how the economy is actually doing. And it's all a facade. When you look at the Dow Jones, I mean, most people follow the Dow Jones, the people that don't know any better. Dow Jones is 30 stocks. I would rather follow the S&P 500, which is ES, that's 504 stocks, because you have a lot better recollection of what the market's doing if you have 500 stocks over 30. So I always watch ES. Well, ES and the Dow run neck and neck together. If one goes up, they both go up. If one goes down, they both go down. So it's all computer trading. So like right now, we're already up to 2760 right now, and we shouldn't be. We have record unemployment rates right now. We have people without jobs, so the government's giving them money so that they can eat, and yet we rage. This is all one big facade. When will it stop? I think that today is just going to run. It's hard to tell where it's going to run. If we go back and look at try to pick up some fibs, and honestly, fibs aren't necessarily working right now. Let's see here. This one is a 1 hour. I deleted my fibs. I was looking at them last night. I couldn't see right. So if we go to right there and we come down to here. Try to get pretty close. That's close. It's really kind of hard to say, but I kind of think that I just don't think we're going to rally all day today. I think most of the money was pumped in here. So we might go up and touch the 27.84 and then start selling off. I really don't know for sure. Today's Thursday, but it's a typical Friday. And Fridays, usually the market will sell off. Last Friday, we didn't sell off. We ended up just going kind of sideways most of the time. And see here, someone talking about the bell. I can't do anything about that right now. I've got some alerts going and that bell goes off, so I'm sorry. I think that, with us holding this market right here, and we're kind of holding along this support and resistance line here, but then again we have the Feds in it, so I don't get why we can actually move the way we're moving logically with our numbers the way they are. I know some people that are hurting right now, and you can't even get groceries in a lot of towns, so I don't know. So my opinion is it is a typical Friday. We may sell off, but I just don't think we will. I think we'll keep on raging, and I think that the Feds are going to go ahead and pump this up as far as they can. If we go back to that 1 hour again, I had planned on, I thought it would sell off all day yesterday, and then I was going to get in calls either late in the day or today and just ride that out to Monday, but my plan didn't work. But you look right here, I mean, it's straight across. This is a typical cup and handle, so I kind of thought this may sell off here. And if you can actually draw a channel, which I just don't think patterns are really working that well right now, as you can tell. Okay, so we've got this. We may stay in this channel, and this may be like a typical cup and handle. And if it does, this will come on down, probably in this range here, the 27.69, and then probably take off again. So the Fed money will come back in, and they may start it today. You never know. I think they're going to try to make this close on a green note again, because every day they don't look at the dips and everything during the day. They only look at the close. So if it closes green, then that's all they care about. Even if it's like 0.5%, it's green. So I think that today we'll probably end up closing green. Right now we're at just under a 1% green. And if we close at this rate right here today, then the public is going to think we're doing great. So, but that's my opinion on that. We have gold is actually skyrocketing right now. It was dropping off. I thought it was actually going to continue to sell off. But if you look, it is in a typical cup and handle here. So here's your cup. There's your handle, and then there's where it goes up. So gold may continue just to keep on going up. It should actually be a lot higher than what it is right now based on the way the economy is. Yeah, Kyle, I agree. They're not going to stop. And they don't care if they hit $40 trillion in debt. They don't care because they want this economy to roll. But the economy being up that high is not going to... It's just hurting us with the national debt. This economy will never pay for that debt. So we go to crude oil. It was actually starting to recover. And let's see here. This was on Sunday. It went up and then it sold off. Then it started recovering. And then today, Putin come out and said he had no talks with Trump. I had never talked to him. This is early in the week. Saying he never talked to him, and then he did, and then he didn't. Today he's saying that he has no intentions of talking to anybody about the oil, and so that's what that big red candle is there. And then it starts coming up. So crude oil, it looks like it's staying on this 15. I don't know if the government's involved on this one or not, but it's just all news related, I think. And with it being news related, with what's going on and the way the news come out today about Putin, and then now it's starting to go up. So my guess is we're probably going to be bullish on that. It wouldn't bother me. It wouldn't bother me at all on that. And then we have the dollar. The dollar should be tanking. Yeah, it is. And the dollar's tanking because the market's going up. So as long as the market's going up, this is going to tank. So the dollar is now working the way it's supposed to with the market. That is where before they were kind of running together. So with them running together was not normal. Now they're actually running according to what they should. I wish I was in a USD CAD on that. Let's see here. Get in there. Come on. USD, it should be going down now. Yeah, it's dropping hard. So I missed on that trade. And let's see if we go look at let's see, NG. Look at NG. I haven't looked at it this morning. It's selling off hard. It was actually going really good. If it just went a little bit more, like another 2 days of run, that would have been great for me. And but it started selling off, so no rhyme or reason on that one. I don't even know if there was any kind of reports that come out on natural gas to make it run like that. I never saw any. Not to say that there wasn't. And so NG, and it looks like it's just going to keep selling off again. Then we have the NQ, same as the ES. It's actually just driving through. The feds are involved on that. And take this one out. That's no longer needed. But this right here is probably going to drive all day through Sunday and Monday. So we're going to be bullish the next few days, I would think. Someone mentioned that they thought that Monday it would sell off, but I don't know. I think that Monday it'll still be bullish. It's and they may have an all red week next week. They already know what they're going to do, so they know where the market's going to go. It's all insider trading. They just don't tell us. Then we have the VIX is selling off, of course. The VIX has been selling off since what was that, 318. So the VIX has been selling off for quite a while, which when it sells off, the market goes up. The only support I see would be like the 35.71. So it looks like this may come down and probably bounce off at 35.71. By then, the market is probably going to start pulling back, I think. And then we have TLT selling off right now. It's been running in this channel. So been running in the channel is staying in line with the way the market's moving right now. So with this, by the time the market pumps up, this will come down. You could possibly get in some calls once it gets down here, but not probably until Monday. And that's even a chance even getting in there. So you want to make sure that we see a reversal on that. Go back to Apple. Everything's going to be going up right now because the market's moving up. So Apple's going up, and AMD was actually selling off last night, and then boom, market turned around and now it's pumping. So AMD is going to be bullish today. Amazon's going to be bullish. We go to BA, it's going to be bullish. Everything is going to be bullish today because they're pumping the market. And Disney last night shot up just drastically. I thought I had Disney calls in this, and I don't. I guess I sold them sometime. I looked, and because I thought, well, right there, I made a lot of money on that, but evidently I already got out of it. And I sold off a bunch of stuff earlier in the week. I was just trying to clear up my account. If I was close to break even, I sold. If I was green, I sold, and I was just trying to clear out some trades. I had way too many trades. I couldn't keep track of it. So I got rid of a bunch of them, and I guess Disney was one of them. So whoever's in Disney is going to really do well today. This should take off pretty good. If I were you, though, because I've been in this pump before on Disney, and when that market opens, I'd be getting out of it if it were mine. If you get out of it now, you're going to have money. If you wait, you may have a sell-off on Disney. So that's your choice, though. But if it were mine, I'd be out. I'd take my money and run. Microsoft is headed up. I sold my Microsoft puts yesterday at close, and I'm glad I did. And now here we are raging. I wish that I consolidated most of the day. I was up one time at 50%, and I thought it was going to drop. My whole sentiment yesterday was bearish, and I just knew the market was going to sell off toward the end of the day, and then I was going to get out, and then it would be bullish. But it looks like the Feds actually stepped in and started pumping money in early. This right here is all Fed money. And no one buys stock based on a huge unemployment. So think about that. Let that sink in. Then NVDA, NVIDIA is pumping. It's going, it's going to keep on going. Roku sold off pretty hard yesterday, and if you look at it, it's actually, I mean, it's pumping right now, but Roku wants to sell off, but the market's not letting it. We had the 500 billion here, and now we got another 500 billion going in here. So Roku was trying to sell off yesterday, and it actually worked according to about what I thought the market was doing. It actually had a pump, and then it started selling off, and it actually closed lower than where it was. So then SPY, we know what SPY is, ES. Let you look at it. It's the same thing, and it's going to be bullish today. You have Target. It's going to be bullish today. It's been in a good run. So Target, I've got calls in it. I may go ahead and sell Target toward the end of the day. They're long, but I want to clear out some stuff. So I already looked at that. Tesla looked like all day long yesterday. Looked like it was going to sell off hard. I mean, it was all it could do to stay afloat. It just consolidated pretty much all day, and then it's just following the market right now. Here's the 500 billion, and then right here is where it all started. Another 500, and then we're coming in today. So watch it sell off today because I said bullish. That's what'll happen. And John, yes, the market is nuts. Then we have Uber. Uber is actually, that's one of John's favorites right there. He's been pumping that thing. I think this is where he bought in down here, because when he bought it, it just took off. This don't have anything to do with the market. I think it was John's money to push that up. Just kidding. So it's looks like it's going to go up too. I mean, if you make ES go, the rest of the market goes too. It really makes no sense. There is no trading. It's all computer driven. Visa, I'm a fan of Visa, and with them having all the credit card sales now, their earnings are going to go through the roof, because that people are living off of their credit cards right now just to get by, because they have no paycheck. So the only reason that the economy is actually moving is because of credit. One of our members said that someone they know sells cars, and they sold 6 cars in the last week, and that's just not normal for them. So people are out and about just spending money on credit. That's the whole thing. It looks good, but it's on credit. So this will all haunt us. Walmart, of course, sells off because the market goes up. So if you stayed in your puts yesterday, we talked about in the Discord group about which ones we were getting in. And I said from the beginning I thought Walmart was going to be play of the day, but I was afraid to get in because the spread was 10%. So if it was a $1 ask, it would be 90-cent bid. And I was afraid to get in it because as soon as you bought it, you would possibly be down 10%. So I didn't get in. But I should have got in and just did like a 30-day put and just wrote it overnight and sell it off today. So I'd say Walmart, as long as the market's going up, it looks like Walmart is actually dropping. It's actually going against the market right now. And that's the way it's been running for a while. And then as soon as we got in it based on that, then it started running with the market. So there's no rhyme or reason about what the market's doing. The patterns that you know and pick out and have been using forever don't work now. So I think it's just because of the Fed pumping the money. So until they get out, our market is just going to be probably bullish. And if they do stay in, our debt is going to be through the roof. See, now we got a new high. We're up to 27.74. There's a chance we hit that 27.84 and bounce down, but I don't think we will. I think it'll just keep on pumping. So as long as the Feds are there, we're going to stay bullish. Kyle had mentioned in the chat that he doesn't think we're going to stop all summer. Even in our Discord group, a bunch of us have said that as long as Trump is in office, he is going to keep on creating more national debt and just keep on pumping the market, because he does not want the market to fall. A lot of the analysts have already said that anytime you have a 20% pump off the bottom, which we have, once you get a 20% pump off the bottom, history has proven that it does not work. So right here, we are above 20% right now. So if we do a trend line from, just to get the percentage, to right there, we are 27.8%. This thing should be falling out of the sky right now. We should have fallen out of the sky right in here. This should not have kept on going. Actually, this right here shouldn't have been the bottom. It should have kept on dropping, to be quite honest. The Feds, back over in here when we started trading, and I knew the Feds were getting involved, and I was long bullish. And we started buying a bunch of calls and stuff and buying a little bit further out of the money. And because of this dip, those further out of the money actually hurt us. If we'd have bought something closer into money, it would have been better. But when we got this spike, I sold off a bunch of them because I felt that we were going to sell off right there. And it turned out we did sell off, but we went up and sold off again. So the options are getting killed in all these swings right here. So right now, probably the best thing to do is to trade your futures, doing scalping on those, and also your stocks. Options, if you play day trade on your options, you should be fine because you can get in and let it run and then get out the same day. So swinging options right now is kind of difficult because there's too many ups and downs with it. So be careful if you're doing that. Make sure you got a plan, an exit plan, and follow the rules. I'm horrible about following the rules, and I'm trying my best to stick to them. But if I'd follow my rules, I'd have a whole lot more money in my bank account right now. But I let my thoughts get in the way instead of following what I see on the chart. So again, right now we are pumping. This is all Fed money. Come down to a 5-minute chart. You don't have record unemployment claims and have a rising stock like that. It just don't happen. This is taxpayer money going in, and we will never in our lifetime see this ever paid back. It just won't happen. We don't have the jobs in America to even do it. Even if everybody's back to work right now, there's not enough manufacturing jobs and such in America to make the tax money to be able to pay off our national debt. So I don't know if you know anything about one world government, but things are kind of looking that direction. The way all the economies are collapsing, and look it up. You'll be surprised at what you learn about a one world government. So I hope we never see that in our lifetime, but I think that our kids possibly might see it. Our grandkids, I think, will definitely see it. So anyway, that's what we are with that. We talk about all this stuff in our Discord group. If you're not part of it, there's a link down at the bottom where you can get plugged in, and we call out our trades and such, talk about them, and see where the market's going, talk about the news and so forth. So click on the link, try to get involved with that, and also please like, share it, and subscribe, and I will see my Discord in the chat soon. You all have a great day and stay green.